The executioner's axe reaches its zenith over the kneeling tutor. The crowd holds its breath.
Stop. That man is innocent. I have proof.
The blade freezes. Every noble eye turns to the guard who dared interrupt an imperial execution. Whispers ripple through the courtyard. A lowly guard claims the condemned tutor is not the crown prince's poisoner.
If they don't believe me, I am dead too. But I know the truth, the arsenic, the print.
You halted the execution of my son's alleged murderer. Speak quickly. Guard, your life depends on it.
Your Majesty, I examined the prince's body. The skin discoloration suggests arsenic, and there's a thumbprint on the goblet that does not match the tutor's.
He describes ridges and whorls, marks unique to every hand. The court stirs, baffled yet intrigued.
Then find the real killer. You have 72 hours. Succeed and be rewarded. Fail, and you join the tutor on the block.
3 days to prove a truth without laboratories and microscopes. I'll have to teach them my science from scratch or die trying.
Naoki strides from the throne room, the Emperor's ultimatum burning in his chest. His mind flickers to another life, another death.
In my past life, I was a forensic pathologist in Tokyo. Fingerprints, toxicology, trace evidence. I solved crimes with science.
Now, in this medieval world, those skills are his only hope. He pushes open the heavy doors to the prince's death chamber.
Skin discoloration on the abdomen, rainbow-like iridescence. Classic arsenic poisoning. The killer used a common but deadly poison.
He checks the mouth, the nail beds. Every sign confirms arsenic. Then his gaze falls to the goblet on the nightstand.
A thumbprint in the wax seal, perfectly preserved. This is as good as any latent print from a modern crime scene.
He carefully wraps the goblet in cloth, preserving the fragile evidence. His heartbeat quickens. This is the key.
Now, I need to print every person who had access to this chamber. I'll need soot, glass plates, and a lot of persuasion.
He strides into the corridor, the wrapped goblet tucked under his arm. The palace sleeps, unaware that a revolution in justice has begun.
71 hours left. I'll teach this empire what a fingerprint really means, even if I have to do it from the scaffold.
Before dawn, Naoki rouses the palace alchemist. He demands lamp-black and polished glass plates, the rudiments of a fingerprint kit.
Your Majesty, I will coat a thumb in soot, press it onto glass, and reveal a pattern no two people share, even twins.
He presses his own thumb into the soot, then against the glass. A spiraling whorl emerges, every ridge sharp. The Emperor leans forward.
And the print on the goblet. You believe it will point to one hand alone. Very well. Captain Felix, assemble every soul in the prince's wing.
Nobles and guards line up in the corridor. The first, a countess, recoils as Naoki reaches for her hand. Witchcraft, she hisses.
Superstition will eat my time, but every refusal makes me more determined. The print on the goblet will match someone in this palace.
By order of His Majesty, comply. The investigator's methods have the Emperor's backing.
Hour by hour, the stack of labeled prints grows, but dusk arrives with only half the wing collected. Time presses like a blade.
61 hours left. If the real killer learns what I am doing, they'll flee or destroy the evidence. I must be faster.
Captain Felix brings more names. Naoki works through the night. Each new print a step toward a truth no one in this empire has ever dared to find. At dawn, Naoki carries his glass plates to the dungeon. He holds the tutor's print against the goblet impression. They do not match.
You believe me? I never touched that goblet. I loved the prince like a brother.
He leaves the tutor in the cell and seeks out Prince Valen. The young prince receives him with a calm smile, extending his hand willingly.
Of course, Investigator. I want my brother's killer found as much as anyone. Take whatever you need.
Too eager, too calm. Grief-stricken brothers don't smile like that. But I need the print, not his act.
That night, he aligns the prints under a magnifying lens. Ridge after ridge, the pattern on the goblet aligns with Valen's thumb.
12 points of similarity. A definitive match, Crown Prince's own brother, the killer, and I am the only one who knows. He'll kill to keep this secret. I can't just walk into court. One wrong move and I am dead before I speak.
He hides the evidence beneath a loose floorboard, then paces. Only 52 hours remain, and the most dangerous man in the Empire now knows his secret is within reach.
I need a way to reach the Emperor alone, with proof in hand. If I fail, the tutor dies, and so does justice.
Naoki heads for the Emperor's private study, but a shadow detaches from the wall. Prince Velen blocks his path, a cold smile on his lips.
You've been busy, Investigator. A man of your talents could earn a fortune in my service. Name your price.
My price is the truth, and your print is already on the goblet that poisoned your brother.
Valen's mask shatters. He draws his sword and signals the hidden guards. Kill him and burn his body. Leave no trace. Before the guards can strike, Captain Felix barrels through them. Shield raised, he swings his blade, buying Naoki a precious moment.
Investigator, run. I'll hold them, but not for long. The old servant's passage behind the tapestry leads to the east wing.
Naoki tears a tapestry aside, revealing a narrow stone passage. He ducks inside, the sounds of clashing steel fading behind him.
Felix bought me time, but they'll be right behind. I have to reach the Emperor before Valen seals the palace.
Behind him, heavy boots pound the stone. Valen's men have found the passage. The hunt is on, and the palace is now a killing ground.
48 hours left. As long as this evidence is in my hands, I am a target. I'll have to fight my way to the throne.
Naoki and Felix crash through the study door, breathless and bloodied. The Emperor drops his quill, rising in alarm.
Your Majesty, the real murderer is Prince Valen. I have proof. The print on the goblet matches his thumb.
He lays the glass plates side by side, every ridge aligned. The Emperor traces the marks, his face turning ashen.
Summon my son, bring his hand to this desk, and take a fresh print. I will see the truth myself.
Valen freezes at the threshold. The Emperor's voice cuts like a blade. Your guards will stand down or be cut down. The new print is lifted. Under the lens, it is identical to the goblet's. Valen's composure shatters.
Yes, I poisoned him. The throne should have been mine. He was weak, and Father would never see it.
The Emperor turns away, grief-stricken. He signals the guards. Valen is dragged out his Fluens Valen finish naturally. Hauseland is dragged out, his screams echoing through the palace.
Naoki, you have brought light into this darkness. From this hour, you are Lord Investigator, with power over all criminal law.
Lord Investigator. A title born from tragedy, but somewhere in the shadows, new enemies are already watching.
Within a week, Naoki transforms a dusty storeroom into the Empire's first forensic office. Shelves of glass plates and magnifying lenses line the walls.
Captain Felix will build a fingerprint registry. Every criminal leaves a mark, and from now on, that mark will be found.
He reopens cold cases. In a dusty archive, he examines a blood-stained tunic under a magnifying lens, noting the spray pattern.
High-velocity spatter on the left shoulder. The killer was left-handed, and the servant reported the assailant swung with his right. Inconsistency means a lie.
The real culprit is caught within days. Commoners crowd the market streets as the Lord Investigator passes, showering him with flowers and cheers.
The people cheer, but up in those towers, nobles watch with cold calculation. Truth is a threat to their hidden crimes.
In private salons, nobles murmur that this new investigator's methods will undo centuries of privilege. The old order stirs uneasily.
I've solved 12 cold cases in a year, but the deeper I dig, the darker the waters. Someone powerful is going to push back.
An elderly woman kneels before his desk, her hands trembling. She begs for justice for her son, wrongfully executed a decade ago.
This woman's grief will fuel my next case, but the powerful men who ordered her son's death still walk the palace halls, and they'll fight back.
Naoki takes the old woman's trembling hands. Her son was hanged for a nobleman's murder, but the evidence was never examined.
I will re-examine every piece of evidence. If your son was innocent, the world will know. This, I swear.
Far across the palace, Minister Voss stares into a fireplace, his reflection cold. 3 worried lords stand behind him.
This Lord Investigator digs into old graves. If he proves that nobles framed commoners, our authority crumbles. We must act.
The conspirators lean in. They speak of forged evidence, of a trap that will turn the Empire against this new science.
The trial records are full of holes. The witness testimony was coerced, and no physical evidence linked the boy to the crime.
He uncovers a bloody knife from the evidence box, a weapon with a unique maker's mark. The real killer had his own blade.
This symbol belongs to the Baron who accused him. He framed a child to cover his own crime. The pattern is clear.
As Naoki builds his case, Voss's spies report every move. The noose of conspiracy tightens, preparing to spring a false crime.
I'll expose the Baron tomorrow, but the higher I climb this ladder of truth, the more certain I am. Something dreadful is waiting for me.
That same night, a palace clerk is ambushed in a dark corridor. A cloaked figure drives a dagger into his back. The killer wipes the hilt clean, then presses a wax seal onto the blade, leaving a perfect thumbprint behind. By dawn, Naoki kneels over the body. He lifts the knife with a cloth, studying the wax print under a torch.
A print this pristine on a murder weapon? It's as if someone wanted it found. Real killers don't leave such gifts.
He carefully lifts the wax impression with soot and glass, then compares it to his registry. It matches a known thief.
The thief was in the city last night. I saw his report, but this crime happened in a sealed wing. Inconsistency means a setup.
My lord, the evidence points clearly. Should we arrest the thief?
Not yet. Something is off. Bring the knife to my lab and tell no one. I need to examine this print more closely. Real fingerprints have sweat pores. If this was pressed from a mold, the wax will show air bubbles, not living skin. Someone is forging evidence using my own science, but they made a mistake, and I will find it before an innocent hangs.
Under a tenfold lens, the wax print reveals its secret. There are no tiny sweat pores, only smooth indentations and faint air bubbles trapped in the wax.
This wasn't made by a human hand. It's a mold, pressed from a carving or a seal. The ridges are perfect, but dead. A forgery, plain as day.
He calls Captain Felix into the lab and bolts the door, his voice a low whisper.
The print on the knife is a forgery. Someone wants me to arrest an innocent man. I will not play their game.
Then the thief is a pawn. What do we do? If we delay, the nobles will call you incompetent and demand your dismissal.
We need a test that separates real prints from wax. Sweat leaves trace proteins. I'll find a reagent that reacts only to them. A chemical proof. I have alchemical salts. If I can make a solution that turns purple with protein traces, no faker can fool it. But I must be discreet.
Miles away, Minister Voss receives a spy's report. The Lord Investigator has the knife but makes no arrest. He smiles coldly, certain his plan is working. Naoki works through the night, mixing compounds, testing reactions on his own prints. Once, a solution sizzles and eats through a plate. He curses and starts again.
I am close, but the enemy is watching. I'll keep this secret until I can strike back and expose the mastermind behind this forgery.
3 days later, a second body is discovered in a blood-spattered alley behind the palace. Another wax print, perfect and damning.
The same air bubbles, the same absence of pores. They are trying to force my hand. This time they framed a member of my own guard.
The young guard is dragged from his post. He pleads innocence, but the forged evidence is enough. Naoki is forced to arrest him. That evening, Naoki slips into the dungeon alone. He speaks through the bars, his voice low and steady.
I know you are innocent. The print on the bottle is a fake. I am going to prove it, but I need time. Will you trust me?
My lord, I would face the block for you. If you say there is hope, I will hold on with every breath I have left.
Naoki returns to his lab and works with feverish intensity. He mixes salts and acids, each failed test a notch on the wall.
Come on, use stubborn formula. If I can just stabilize the reagent, it will turn purple when it touches sweat and stay clear on wax.
The next morning, a courier brings an order. The guard's execution is set for the end of the week. Voss plans to bury the truth with him.
6 days. In 6 days, an innocent dies, unless my chemical proof is ready. No sleep, no rest. I will not let them hang that boy.
On the fourth day, Naoki pours a clear liquid onto his own fingerprint card. It blooms deep purple. The reagent works.
Proteins in sweat. Proof of life. Now, the forged wax. He adds the reagent. The liquid stays colorless, as if touching dead stone.
He scrapes a fragment of wax from the forged print and melts it into a vial. Its scent is faintly herbal, a luxury blend.
This wax contains alkanet root and beeswax essence. Only one chandler in the capital makes it. We trace it tonight, Felix.
Disguised in cloaks, they visit the chandler's shop. The old man examines the sample, then pulls out a ledger. He points to a seal on the page. This blend was ordered by the household of Minister Voss. No other buyer in the empire.
Voss himself, the shadow behind the noble's fears. He tried to break me with a lie, but now I have the chain of evidence.
Naoki devises a plan. He spreads a rumor that a third forged print will be planted, with a guard patrol reduced as bait.
We will watch the corridor from a hidden spy hole. When his man comes to plant the wax, we catch him red-handed with the seal.
Felix sets the trap. In 2 days, the forger will walk into their hands, and Naoki will carry the truth to the Emperor. At midnight, a cloaked figure slips through the guard-reduced corridor. He presses a wax seal onto a fresh blade, but hidden eyes are watching.
Caught in the act. The wax, the seal, all of it. Now speak. Who ordered you to forge these prints?
The terrified servant breaks. He names Minister Voss as the mastermind behind both murders and the forged evidence. Word reaches Voss within the hour. He crushes the missive, then strides toward the throne room before dawn to attack first.
Your Majesty, Lord Investigator Naoki has fabricated evidence to frame a loyal minister. He coerced my servant into a false confession.
I granted you power for truth. And now this, guards, arrest Lord Investigator until we can hold a full trial.
Naoki does not struggle as guards bind his hands. He meets the Emperor's gaze. Then let the trial be my proof.
I have the reagent, the wax trace. I can dismantle his lies, but I need a courtroom where I can speak freely.
The date is set. 3 days hence, a public trial will decide who is the true criminal. The innocent guard's execution looms as well.
3 days. I'll turn their courtroom into a laboratory and show them what real science can expose.
The courtroom hums with tension. Minister Voss stands at a lectern, his voice smooth as silk, painting Naoki as a corrupt fraud.
His fingerprints were on every murder weapon, but when my own servant discovered the truth, the Lord Investigator tortured him into a false confession.
Then, why are there no sweat pores on those prints? Real fingers leave protein traces. Wax does not. I can prove it. Give me a single demonstration. One volunteer, one drop of my reagent. Purple for truth, clear for lies.
A single chance. If your science fails, you will be executed before sunset. Guard, bring the Investigator his materials.
That night, Felix slips through the prison shadows. He hands Naoki a small box. Vials, glass plates, and the precious reagent.
The court is packed with Voss's allies. It won't be fair. Whatever you do, be ready for the worst.
The reagent is stable. I'll show them the purple truth. And when Voss's wax stays colorless, his empire of lies collapses.
Dawn breaks on the day of the trial. Naoki adjusts his coat, his hands steady. Every soul in the empire will witness what comes next.
One drop. That's all it takes to separate truth from forgery and to show the world that no one is above the evidence.
The court reconvenes. Naoki stands before the crowd, a row of glass plates and a sealed vial on a table. Silence falls.
Watch. This man's thumb, freshly pressed, meets my reagent. See the purple bloom. Proof of living skin. Now, the wax forgery. The reagent stays colorless. No sweat, no life, only a dead copy.
Voss rises, scoffing, but Naoki cuts him off, producing the Chandler's ledger. This wax was ordered by your household. The Chandler steps forward, confirming the blend. The servant, unchained, points at Voss. He told me to plant the seals.
Lies. This is a plot to destroy me.
Enough. Minister Voss, you are hereby stripped of all ranks and placed under arrest for murder and conspiracy.
Guards drag Voss from the courtroom. His conspiracy crumbles, and the Empire watches the truth stand bare.
Lord Investigator, I misjudged you. The Empire owes you a debt. Have your title, your office, and our full support.
Justice done. The innocent guard will walk free. Now, I must ensure no one can corrupt my science again, starting with an academy.
A week later, the throne room glitters with ceremony. Nobles and commoners alike watch as the Emperor calls Naoki forward.
Lord Investigator Naoki, I restore your title with full honors, and I charge you with founding an Imperial Forensic Academy. Teach your methods across the realm. Build a fingerprint registry that will stand as a pillar of Imperial justice.
I will build a place where truth cannot be silenced by power, and I will need Captain Felix at my side.
The Emperor's first act is to free the innocent guard. The young man stumbles into daylight, blinking as Naoki clasps his shoulder.
You kept hope. Now, join my first class. Your experience will inspire others who face false accusations.
In a dusty study, Naoki spreads maps of the city. He circles a derelict estate, the site for the new academy.
Classrooms for fingerprinting, a chemistry wing, a cold case archive. We'll train investigators for every province. The curriculum must be rigorous. Fingerprint comparison, toxicology, witness psychology. Everything I learned in my past life. This academy will outlast me. It will be the shield against future Vosses, the Empire's light against the darkness of deceit.
The Imperial Forensic Academy opens with ceremony. Naoki cuts the ribbon, a crowd cheering the dawn of a new justice.
Naoki stands before a hall of recruits. Fingerprints are the language of truth. Learn it, and you will hold liars to account.
Students practice with soot and glass, each print a lesson. The Empire's future investigators are forged in these halls. A vast hall fills with fingerprint cards. Clerks cross-reference, and the registry becomes a silent witness to every crime. A graduate dusts a stolen chest in a remote village. The hidden print reveals the true thief, exonerating the falsely accused. In a border town, another graduate uses the chemical reagent to detect arsenic. A poisoning scheme is exposed, and a corrupt lord falls.
Naoki holds the report, a rare smile crossing his lips. They are learning. The truth is spreading.
Felix grins. Lord Investigator, the Dukes are clamoring for more of your graduates. Even the old guard admits the results.
We will double enrollment. Every province will have an investigator. Soon, no noble will be above the evidence.
He watches the clerks file the day's prints. This room holds the evidence of his life's work, the foundation of a new law. 2 years have passed. The capital thrives under a new rule of law. The Academy's towers rise as a beacon of justice.
You are the third generation. The prints you lift today will echo across centuries. The truth knows no noble blood.
The central database now holds thousands of prints. Crime in the capital has halved. Every province requests trained investigators. In the Imperial Garden, Emperor Aldrich, now white-haired and leaning on a cane, gazes out over the city.
Lord Investigator, Naoki, when I gave you 72 hours, I did not dream you would give us centuries of justice.
You gave me a chance, when no one else would. That alone was all truth ever needed.
He returns to his office and works late into the night. New chemical tests, refined training protocols, the mission never rests.
I have built a foundation, but a single generation does not make an institution. I will keep teaching until the evidence is unassailable.
He turns to the window. The sunset catches his badge. The weight of years is a mark of purpose, not burden. Lord Investigator Naoki, the man who brought modern forensics to a medieval empire, had become the guardian of its truth. A graduate returns from a far province. In his hand, a case file solved by fingerprinting alone.
You matched a print on a stolen deed? Excellent work. Tell me your process.
The student details how he dusted the wax seal, compared it to the village registry, and exonerated an innocent man.
He applied the protocol perfectly. No shortcuts, no assumptions. The Academy is producing real investigators.
Naoki endorses the report for the Central Archive. another victory he never needs to witness firsthand. Later, he walks through the academy halls, past rows of fingerprint cabinets. The hum of clerks at work is a steady reassurance.
Thousands of prints, every one a story, a truth reclaimed. This is the real fortress against the darkness.
He doesn't need to solve every case anymore. His methods live in 100 hands. He arrives at the balcony overlooking the city. The sun sets behind the academy spires, and he allows himself a rare, unguarded smile.
The truth doesn't need a single guardian. It needs a system, and we've built one that will last.
From the high balcony, the city glimmers in dusk. The academy spires catch the last gold light.
Once I was a guard, nobody believed. Now the Empire prints every criminal. That difference is not luck, it's evidence.
The fingerprint registry now underpins every verdict. Lords and peasants alike stand equal before the same inked lines.
I didn't just catch a killer. I gave this world a method, a way to see the truth without fear or favor.
He thinks of the graduates now serving in every province. Their hands lift prints he will never see. The work continues. He does not need to be remembered. The database itself is his legacy, a silent, unassailable witness for the ages. The wind lifts the edge of his coat. Below, the city hums with evening life, its old shadows now held at bay. For 300 years, his academy will train the Empire's investigators. The fingerprint will remain the foundation of imperial law. He turns from the balcony, a single file still awaiting his review. But for now, he simply allows the quiet to settle. Lord Investigator Naoki, the first of his kind, the architect of an empire's truth, had earned his peace. In time, word of the academy spread beyond the empire. Neighboring kingdoms sent envoys, begging for the Lord Investigator's methods. Graduates carried fingerprinting across borders. Crime rates fell wherever the science took root. The fingerprint registry grew into the foundation of imperial law, ensuring that no noble could bury a commoner's truth again. Naoki's name was etched into the academy's cornerstone, but he seldom spoke of it. He preferred the quiet work, improving reagents, refining training, ensuring that no lie could stand against the evidence. Years later, ships sailing from foreign ports would carry copies of his methods, and the academy would train students of every tongue. The fingerprint became the universal witness, silent, impartial, irrefutable. For 3 centuries, the academy he founded would remain the sword and shield of justice in the empire, and every new investigator, upon graduation, would see a single quote above the door: "The truth knows no noble blood." Thus, the legacy of Naoki, the first Lord Investigator, outlasted even the empire itself. The office was quiet. Case files lined the shelves, each a solved mystery. The magnifying glass lay on the desk, silent.
A lifetime of looking closer. And the truth was always there, waiting to be seen.
He rose and walked to the window. The sun was just breaching the rooftops, casting a golden net over the capital. In the distance, the spires of the Imperial Forensic Academy caught the light. A new day was beginning for the Empire. He no longer needed to solve every case. His science lived in the hands of every investigator he had trained.
It was never about me. It was about the truth and making sure it had a voice that could not be silenced.
He was no longer the fearful guard who halted an execution. He was the quiet architect of an empire's justice. A smile, rare and unguarded, crossed his lips. The empire had truly changed, and he had helped it change. The magnifying glass waited on the desk. The files were ready, but for this single moment, he simply stood and let the quiet be. Lord Investigator Naoki, guardian of the truth, architect of a new age. He had earned his place in the light.